In this segment, we enjoy a Black History Month celebration at the Suffolk Art Gallery. Then we head over to the North Suffolk Library for Footloose Friday. Finally, we visit Mack Benn Elementary for the construction of their new garden center. With February designated Black History Month, the Suffolk Art Gallery and Suffolk Art League provided an interactive and educational celebration for all to enjoy. There was singing, dancing, storytelling, and poetry, as well as the reading of the Emancipation Proclamation. The gallery's bottle tree exhibit was also on display.
I enjoyed it so much. I look forward to things like this. The thing that stood out to me, for me the most was the reading of the Emancipation Proclamation. I've heard it read in parts before, but never completely, and that was very enjoyable. I enjoy it and think it's important because it's just a yearly thing and people have a tendency to forget, and the saying is that if you forget where you've been, you'll probably end up back there. So I think it's a wonderful reminder for the elderly like myself, and especially very, very good for the young people that never experienced any of this. I think that they need to be aware of things that happened before they were born. It's very important in that it helps us to express ourselves. It helps us to understand others through music and poetry. It's just important overall. My understanding is that children that have access to music learn better. They grow up to be very particular people.
Well, we all know that there are many artists and art appreciators in Suffolk, and art comes in a variety of packages, not just visual, but also through the spoken word and the voice and through dance and drama. And we make an effort to include those things in our programming, even though we are primarily a visual arts venue. We do a lot of changing exhibits and etc., but getting folks that are a little bit more of the drama or the poetry or the music sort and in their appreciation of art gets those folks into this space and really, brings us some synergy, I think. All these people are people that are Suffolkians, and they are people from around Hampton Roads who appreciate the arts, and I think it raises the image of Suffolk among all these other folks. We had some people here tonight from Virginia Beach that had heard about this, that came and said they wish they were doing something like this in their city. And so I think it really speaks very well for the city that we have venues here that do programming that does appeal to the general Hampton Roads area. We did a little research and we decided to have some bottle trees made, which one of the Art League, actually the executive director, she and her husband made them, and we invited artists, specific artists, to come in and decorate them. Bottle trees have sort of a mixed tradition. They are really for capturing spirits, and their origins are African, and in the South, even today, you will see them, and in our area, occasionally you will see them. So we started with that, and that was kind of the beginning of our idea for a couple of things to do for Black History Month.
Somebody's crying, Lord, come by here. Oh, Lord, come by here. Somebody's praying, Lord, come by here. Somebody's praying, Lord, come by here. Somebody's praying, Lord, come by here. Oh, Lord, come by here.
Footloose Fridays at the North Suffolk Library has become a big hit for parents and children ages 5 and under. There's dancing, bubbles, singing, and yes, lots of giggles.
Well, today we had Footloose Friday. We have it the first Friday of every month at 10 a.m. and it's for toddlers and preschools and their parents or caregivers to come and just free dance. We just have nothing but dancing. It's so much fun. It's just a dance party. We play an assortment of music, some structured where you have to listen and move, and then some just free dance. We played the freeze, where they would dance, 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 and then freeze. We played music where they had to pretend they were animals. And then at the very end, we had bubbles and ribbons and shaky eggs for them to play with. This is our second Footloose Friday. The first one was in February. It was very successful. We had 70 plus children and parents, and today was just as successful. We had about the same amount. And everyone just has a great time. So we encourage even more to come out because we have plenty of space and plenty of supplies. We know that it's sometimes difficult just to reserve time for your children, so that's why we have Footloose Friday, in addition to our story times. Our story times are more interactive between the librarian and the children, whereas Footloose Friday, in the beginning we explained to the parents that the children take cues from them, and so this is an opportunity for them to really interact and be silly and have a good time with their kids, not just the regular day-to-day, get dressed, brush your teeth, go to school kind of thing. It's let's have fun and let's just relax and have a good time.
The Suffolk Master Gardeners were up bright and early on Saturday, March 2nd to build and install the new garden bed at Mack Benn Elementary School. The enclosure will house the school's vegetable garden and will serve as a hands-on learning tool for students.
Today is phase one of putting in a children's learning garden at the Mack Benn Elementary School. The other phases will be teaching the children to plant the seeds, having the children learn that learn that their food does not come out of the grocery store. It has someplace else to come from first. So hopefully in time they'll see the plant bring something to life, the radish, the carrot, some beans and that sort of thing. They'll actually see that they can grow food. Daily involvement will tie to fruits that they're receiving in school. There's some grant the school has so that they receive fresh fruits. And the trash can to my right is where on their recess breaks, when they're done with the fruit, they can throw what they don't eat into the trash bin. Well, part of that is now going to go into a compost system that we will be putting into place today as well, so that they can also learn that that kind of trash is not really trash, but it can be turned into compost, which really helps make better soil. After things get growing here, we're going to have master gardeners on site at least once a week for an hour or two, so that during their recess time they can come up to the master gardener and be introduced to the plants that they've only seen as a seed to this point. And as the plants are growing, they'll see that, but they'll be allowed to pull weeds and that sort of thing. The things that can be planted this time of the year are lettuce, radish, carrots, things like that. So those are simple, that when it's time to harvest, we basically pull them out of the ground, wash them off, provide some ranch dressing, and they get to taste their little harvest. My hope is that a percentage of the children will go home and tell their parents that there's a garden going in at the school, and they've seen the seed being planted and the plant come up and tasted the radish, and that they'll inspire their parents to put a little garden at their house. With the way the economy is today, more families are interested in trying to garden or raise a few crops, so I'm hoping that we can inspire that in not only all of Suffolk, but right here in this little community especially.
Thanks for watching this segment of Suffolk Headlines.